everybody, I'm Jess,
I'm Zach.
and we are going to be teaching Potion Explosion, one of my absolute favorite games to play. I've played so much of it during COVID.
So much that we started calling it Post-Blow.
Sometimes I just call it Potions because I love it. But we hope that you enjoy it. We'll give you a brief overview of the physical game. The digital game is available on Board Game Arena, and it is very, very similar, and it even plays a little bit quicker because you don't have as many physical pieces. Alright, we're going to show you how to play Potion Explosion. It's really, really fun, and I will preface with all of these different things have fanciful names like Unicorn Tears and Dragon's Blood, and I do not remember any of those names ever when I play this game, so I'm going to refer to them as yellow and red and black and blue marbles.
But we should establish at least that the theme is that you're an alchemist attempting to make potions for some magical thesis. Or
Exactly. Likewise, all of the potions have clever names that I will not remember, so I'm going to do my very best to instruct you. However, I do remember what all the potions accomplish. As you play this game, the main mechanic is pulling marbles and having them clack together, and then you make explosions. Every time you make an explosion with your normal move, you get to take extra marbles, and I'll go over that in just a second. So every round, every person has a few actions that they can take. The main action is going to be taking one marble from the space. Zach is giving you an example. He caused an explosion where two of the same colored marbles, not necessarily having to match the one he took, clacked against each other. So he then gets to take these two marbles.
Oh look, the reds clacked together.
And he also gets to take the red marbles.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting that if there were black marbles next to the ones that clacked, I would get those as well. It's with a solid color group.
Anything that is part of that same group. And then, sorry.
The computer will automatically shove those marbles back into the box.
Correct. Can you go ahead and put those back up there? That is your main action on a turn, and as those come up, you are going to place them in potions that exist that will be placed in your tableau like so. Each potion has different colors that you can fill in, and as it finishes, you flip it over and leave it underneath your tableau to be able to be used. Later in the game, you can use these potions by tapping them to do special things. And we will go over that in just a second.
Yep, and some potions, especially potions that don't have a lot of different colors, they're worth less points, whereas the ones that have a large number of ingredients are worth a lot of points. So there's a risk and reward involved.
Exactly. Now, the other thing that you can do on your turn that's a standard action, in addition to taking your standard marble, is taking a Get Help token. Sometimes what you want is not always available, or you're just one marble away from completing a potion. Once per turn, you can take a -2 points for the end of the game to remove one marble from the board.
I really want that one.
So Zach could play this. He takes a -2 points. He still retains the blue marble, but it does not cause any reactions. Only your main action will cause reactions. Later, Zach could, because he took that blue marble out of the way, remove this yellow marble and receive all of those
So you
reds.
can get help before your main action.
Absolutely. You can take help and get a Get Help token at any point during your round. But you can only take one per turn.
To help manipulate the stack if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. There are no limits to these. You could do it every round of the game if you so desire.
But you'll probably lose because it's -2 points every time you do it.
It is. Just for sake, this is a first player marker, and Zach is our first player because he poured himself a drink last night, and
Rum
he's
and
the
Coke.
last one who poured himself a drink. Throughout the game, you will be completing and getting new potions. We'll go over a little bit about what each potion does. This is the Sands of Time potion. It repeats another potion that you've already used. Whether it does not matter what the other potion is, it will repeat the effect. This potion lets you take one of each different unique color from the very bottom row. So right now, if I played this potion, I would be able to take one red, one black, and any one of these blue marbles that I so desire. This potion lets you take any marble from the entire board that is visible. However, it does not trigger any explosions.
But you're also not getting a -2 for doing it either.
Exactly. It's a free one of these. potion lets you take anything from your reserve, which is your flask of all three. As you pick your potion, you can move things from your active space into your flask and use those for any color that you like. So say that I had these like so. I could automatically fill these naturally and then play this potion to be able to fill this with a black marble even though it doesn't fit.
But you're only limited to the 3 in your reserve flask.
Exactly. I could not do any more even if they were more active in my tableau. This potion lets you take any number of the same color marbles that are in a row. Like I could take all, up to 5. I could take 5 of these 6 yellow marbles if I so desired.
Now, does that trigger an explosion?
It will not.
Okay.
It will just normally not explode. This token is the opposite of that one. You can take 2 adjacent not matching colors. So I could take a blue and a black. And then that also does not trigger any type of
So I
explosion.
take this red and that yellow.
You cannot. They have to be on the same track. This is the final one. Oh, no, I did that one. Now, as the game begins, as we get set up, these are all starter potions. We're going to shuffle those. And the start part of the game involves a
Horseshoe draft?
horseshoe draft.
Yep.
Exactly. We're all going to draft 2 different potions. And we'll start with Zach. He'll draft 1. I'll draft 1. You'll draft 1. Then you'll draft another one. And then I'll draft 1. And Zach will take the last one that is left.
There's 3, and we need, how
We
many?
need 6 total.
Okay.
As we look and decide what we are going to draft, we are able to see what is coming up on the track. And also, we have 5 different markers that mark the end of the game. Every time an individual completes, fills it in more than just on their tableau, 3 of the same type of potion or 1 of each type of these. So there are 6 types of potions. Once, say Zach completes all 6 of those potions, he receives a 4-point bonus at the end of the game. And once all of these bonuses are gone, then the game ends
Immediately.
immediately.
So you can get it once for having 1 of each potion type, but then you can get them again for having 5 of a single.
Exactly. And once you've completed that type, say I completed all 3 of this type of potion, no one else could get a bonus for completing 3 of this type of potion after that.
I think that's because I think there's only 6 or a certain amount of each color, so it becomes increasingly hard to do that anyway.
When you're playing this game on Board Game Arena, the balls will automatically react in the way that they should, which is fantastic. However, you want to make sure that you mouse over the different types of potions. There will be different types that are not shown here. There are instructions on what those are on Board Game Arena.
Yeah, and every time you play, the potion types that you play with change. So every game is different with different strategies and different tactics.
So
Exactly.
at the end of your turn, if you have ball left over, what happens?
If you have balls that cannot fit in your flask area, they go away and they go back into the box.
Yeah, it's important to note, especially on Board Game Arena, that if you have marbles in your reserve that you want to get rid of to make room for others that you acquired during the turn, you need to click on them one at a time and then click on the active area to move them out. And also, it gives you options to autofill potions with an autofill button. So be very careful of that because you want to make sure that you're keeping the marbles that you want.
Thanks for joining us for this explanation of Potion Explosion, one of my favorite games.
Yep, and during the weekend of Let's Get Digital, you will be able to find various MomoCon staff. I'm wondering if Jess might find the time to show up.
I will.
Yep.
I think I will.
And you can take on the master herself and join us on Board Game Arena and the MomoCon group. Or you can check out our Discord to find other people to get into some pickup games.
Even if you want to play other games, let us know. We have lots of teachers who are familiar with a lot of board games and tabletop stuff. We're there to help you out. Join us December 11th through 13th at Let's Get Digital. Thanks.
Bye.